Welcome, wise friends, to a space we've created together, a space filled with gentleness, understanding, and appreciation for the journey of life. Here, we don't just talk about age, but about wisdom, about how the years we've lived have shaped who we are today. Today, we'll explore a topic you may have thought about in your heart, but rarely discuss openly. Why, after age 70, are more and more people choosing to live in peace, without new romantic relationships? Is it a sign of giving up on love? Absolutely not. In fact, it's the highest form of self-understanding. In this mature age, many realize that love doesn't always come in the form of a partner. Love can come from peace, from oneself, from simple but meaningful connections. Let's walk through, one by one, the 8 surprising reasons why many seniors are choosing peace, not drama. When we were younger, life often felt like an emotional battlefield. We learned to love, to be heartbroken, to forgive, and to endure. But after decades of emotional struggle, we arrive at a place where the most precious thing is inner peace. After 70, peace is not just a desire, it becomes a necessity. We no longer want to argue over small things. We no longer wish to feel guilty for wanting solitude. We don't want to explain why we just don't feel like talking today. Romantic relationships, however beautiful, often come with emotional demands, expectations, compromises, adjustments. And for many older adults, that feels like a step backward from the inner freedom they fought for. They'd rather sit quietly on a park bench, listen to the wind, read a book, or just gaze at the evening sky, alone, but deeply at peace. Throughout life, we've lived for others, children, partners, jobs, social responsibilities, all taking up our time, and we did it willingly. But as the golden years arrive, many realize they've hardly ever had time just for themselves. Older adults who choose to live without a partner often do so because they want to enjoy their remaining time with calm freedom, to sleep without waiting for someone to come home, to eat without compromising on the menu, to go for a walk without having to make plans. They want to wake up in the morning just to make tea and sit on the porch, to enjoy every moment undisturbed, not because they don't want to share, but because they've long delayed their right to be fully themselves, and now that time has come. Aging brings blessings, but also challenges. Many older adults face health issues, high blood pressure, heart conditions, joint pain, insomnia, even chronic illnesses. At this stage, taking care of health becomes the #1 priority. Entering a romantic relationship may come with added responsibilities, emotional attention, physical energy, even intimacy. For some, that's too much. They prefer to focus on healing, therapy, or simply resting. Older adults who choose peace often wisely acknowledge the limits of their body and mind. They know when to stop running. They understand that self-love is the foundation of complete health. Getting to know someone new can be delightful, but also exhausting. At 70 and beyond, many people feel they've come too far to start again from square one. Retelling life stories, forming new habits together, aligning lifestyles, all require energy and openness. Not everyone is ready for that in their twilight years. To them, solitude is not loneliness. In fact, the intimacy of familiar routines is the purest form of closeness. They'd rather stay with old memories than attempt to build a new story with an uncertain ending. Love isn't always about having a partner. Sometimes love is found in a grandchild's laughter, a child's hug, or a neighbor's smile. These warm but light interactions bring a kind of happiness that is steady and non-demanding. Older adults who choose peace often have small social circles, friends their age, close family, caring neighbors. They receive emotional warmth without the complications of a romantic relationship. That joy comes in simple forms: chatting at the community center, attending senior gatherings, watering plants together. This is love, without conditions, without pressure, just presence. Not all seniors reach their 70s with sweet memories. Some carry deep wounds from divorce, betrayal, or the loss of a beloved partner, and those wounds may be too deep to open again. For them, avoiding new relationships isn't about lacking belief in love. It's because they once loved with all their heart and experienced heartbreak just as deeply. Now they choose to heal in silence. They don't want new risks, They don't want to return to a space that once made them feel fragile. And that's completely human. After decades of caring for a household, children, a partner, a job, finally comes a time when someone can choose just for themselves. This freedom is not wild, but quiet. The freedom to explain nothing. The freedom to choose the rhythm of life. The freedom to stay home all day without guilt. And once someone has tasted this peaceful freedom, they often don't want to change it. They don't want to return to a time where they had to adjust just to maintain a relationship. They want to be themselves, fully. In the twilight years, love is no longer about flowers and poems. Love means watering the garden each morning, reading stories to grandchildren, praying for your children from afar, or simply hugging yourself when the day feels heavy. Seniors who choose life without a partner are not missing love. In fact, they often reach a deeper form of love, one that doesn't bind, doesn't demand, and doesn't force presence. They love life in its simplicity. They love God in silence. They love time in peace. Dear wise friends, if you or your loved ones are choosing to spend the later years without a partner, know this. It's not emptiness. It's a choice to live in peace. There is no rule that says we must always be with someone to feel complete. Because the truth is, many of us have long been complete. We just needed space to realize it. Share this video with anyone walking a quiet and peaceful journey. Let them know they're not alone. That out there, many souls are making the same choice and feeling joy. Sometimes true love isn't about possession, but letting the heart rest in peace.